Okay, record. Well, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing on tonight? We hope everybody's having an awesome evening thus far. And we're real excited on tonight because we're going to jump right into a great training on tonight. It's going to be led by none other than one of our leaders on the team, Mr. Michael Dixon. All right. All right. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me here. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this process. And I'm just happy to see you guys here on the team, because with numbers comes power, and with that power comes hopefully early retirement for all of us. So I spoke with Mrs. 1000 earlier. That's my name for Jillian. She wanted me to do a video about funding your memberships through Cash App, because that's the way we normally do it. There's another way that it can be done through spot trading, which is a little difficult. She's pretty good at it. So I'm gonna start with the Cash App. Okay, so let's see if you guys can see my phone. What I'm going to do is actually do an actual transaction and put some money in my son's account. So when I hold this up here, you guys can see it pretty clearly. I couldn't hear you. Yes, James, you said yeah?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, cool. So when you open up your Cash App, this is the page that you'll be on.
You could probably go back a little bit, just a little bit.
That's good?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So now I'm gonna fund my son's account. I'm gonna put $300 in his account so he can get an additional $1.50 per day on his membership. So from the okay. So if you hit the button where it has Bitcoin and it has the stocks on it, that's the button on the bottom right, the second one from the right. So if you're going from left to right, it'll be the fourth button, right? And if you hit that button, it'll say buy and sell. Down below, it'll say buy and sell.
Okay, I'm missing something here.
Okay, did you you went to your Cash App screen?
I'm on my green Cash App screen here.
Okay, and it may be a little different. I have an Android. Do you have an Apple?
I have an Android, and
okay.
I see.
So
I see record.
On the bottom right, we have the little clock.
Yeah, I got the
so
clock.
The clock. We have like a card and a Bitcoin symbol.
Yeah.
So if you click that, it'll pop up and it'll say investing in the top left-hand corner.
For those of you also that are following on, it'll probably be a good idea that you follow along with Mr. Dixon as well on your phones. All right.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. I see you over there.
Something is not working right here. Okay. Deposit transfers. I see Bitcoins, limits, and linked banks.
Okay, I think you're in the
wrong section.
Right. You hit. I think you hit the $ on the far left.
Okay, my dollar sign's in the right in the middle.
Right.
The one that has like it. No, the one on the far left, it should have a $, and it'll say how much money you have in your Cash App on the far left.
Oh, it says I got $20 in there.
Okay, so we want to go to the right. We want to go the second one in from the right.
Okay. I see a black card, says cash card, meet the cash card, and get free cash card.
That's the second one from the left. You want to go over 2 more.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Okay. See, investing for everybody.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. So from this screen, when we buy, we're gonna just hit buy. And then this box will pop up. Oops, sorry. And you can either like click amounts that they already have, or you can just type in the bottom right-hand corner what you want to do. So I typed in 300, but I'm gonna change it and make it 315, because when it's going over, sometimes it'll fluctuate the Bitcoin, and if it goes down, you know, our money will go down. So I always hope that if it goes up for 30 seconds, I hope I'm in there for 30 seconds, so my money will go up. But we always put a little bit more. We normally say 10, but I said just 15, because it'll always be in your account, and then you can use it in the WHO for something else if you wanted to buy another currency. So then I'm going to hit next. Now it's telling me I use my fingerprint. So it's telling me to confirm with my fingerprint to let this go through.
Okay, now we've had some problems lately, because when team member of mine, Beverly, had sent some money over, she was trying to get it to Jillian, and it stayed in space for almost 2 weeks.
Wow, I've never heard that. Like, the longest I've had mine floating around was probably an hour, but normally it goes through in like 20 minutes. And it really depends on the traffic on the blockchain. How many people, like I like to do it at night, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, because over in China, it's like it's swapped. So like most people there at work, they're doing other things. So the blockchain is really not flooded. But I've had to go through in as little as 10 minutes one time. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, let me go do this and I'll come back. And I came back and it was done. And I'm like, oh, so that was a good day. Okay. So it fluctuates, but it's a really easy process. Okay. So I sent it over. It was confirmed. Now, once I confirm it, then we're going to hit that $. Okay. And it says right here, I confirmed it, and it says that I purchased that much Bitcoin, which is equivalent to $315. I hit done. It's in my account. Now I am going to hit the $. In the bottom left. And that's where we have the Bitcoin. We have deposits and transfers. This is where you were before. Right. So from this spot, I'm going to hit Bitcoin. And then this will say, it'll pop up with deposit or send. Right. And we're going to be sending. So at this point, you want to make sure that you have your, let me share my screen. Where am I looking for here? You want to make sure that you have your WHO account open at this point. Okay, because when I send it, I'm going to be sending it to the WHO. Okay, so here's my WHO account. And you want to make sure that when you're in the WHO account, that you have BTC for Bitcoin. You put BTC in the search box, because we're sending it in as Bitcoin. So
okay, now question. Some of us on here, like me, are very new to this, and I've heard of the WHO account. Jillian told us that we'll have to get one, but I have not done that yet, so I'm not sure of how to navigate through this Who thing.
Okay. Well, the good thing is that this is being recorded. So once you get your Who account, then and you open it up, you're going to play with it first. So you're going to play with it, get to know it a little bit. And then when you're ready to do your own transactions, you'll be able to look back at the video. Jillian will be there to help you. I'll help you. We'll do this process because I started in January, right? January 3rd, I started. And I was exactly where you are. So I just sent my money to Jillian. And I said, Jillian, here, take this
That's
money
what I
for my
do.
membership, send it over to Hyper, and boom, I go get my membership. And that's how I bring my people in, because I always say, let's earn while you learn. So let me get your account open so you can purchase it. Then we can go back while you're making money and we can learn the process, versus it may take 3 weeks for you to learn the process. That's 3 weeks worth of rewards that you're not getting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna have access to this video, and then we'll get you into your Who account. Jillian is very good at helping to create those accounts, because she helped me create mine. All right. So we're not going to leave you out there stranded. Don't worry about it. We got you. So since we're bringing it into the Who account as BTC, as Bitcoin, we want to make sure we put Bitcoin in the search bar, and then that'll make the right side turn to BTC. And on the left over here, there's this little drop down that goes between BTC and USDT. I always just click it just to make sure they're both in BTC. And I got a little bit of money over here, so that's why I got that number in there. Okay. So now I'm going to be sending, let me stop my share. Sorry about that. I'm going to be sending Bitcoin, right? So I'm going to hit send. Then a dollar amount will pop up. Now, remember, sometimes in transaction, we may lose sometimes because of the Bitcoin falling, or we may gain sometimes because of the Bitcoin rising. So I normally just put in for 300. I normally put in 315, right? So now I'm going to hit send. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to scratch that. I apologize. If you look up in your top right-hand corner, there's a little UPC scan bar. It's like a square, but it's not all connected. Can you guys see it on the phone and on your phones?
Yes.
Okay. So what we do with that is, let me go back to the Who. So in the Who now, over here, we're going to be doing a deposit, right? So deposit right here, make sure deposit is checked. And we're doing BTC. So watch what happens when I hit BTC. See that little scan bar pop up? So whenever we do this, we always want to look at the first 4 of that long code. And this is always going to be my code. So you'll have your code that'll be the same every time you do BTC. So I'm going to be looking for 3QZ2 in the beginning and 1P1J at the end. So we want to make sure that code is correct, because if we don't have the right code and we send it, once it hits that blockchain hyperspace, more than likely you will never see it again. Okay. So we're going to have this code right here. And now I am going to hit the little window, the little UPC window. And when I hit that, it opens up so I can scan the code on my Who account. So we're really literally just going to scan it in. So we don't have to worry about the error of us slipping, punching in the wrong key. So I'm going to scan it, and then I'm scanning it now.
Are you going to put the amount in, what you're sending?
Right. We do that afterwards.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes. We scan it first.
Scan it first.
And then now, if you look at the top, there's that long code. I don't know how clear it is on your end, but you see the long code scanned in. And the first four are 3QZ2. And the rest of it, I can't see it, but it's the right code because it's the one I use every time. Okay. So now I'm going to punch in the dollar amount. So once I punch the dollar amount in, then I'm going to hit send. And then it asks me to scan my finger. And then it's going to ask me to confirm my withdrawal from my Bitcoin wallet. It says confirm, I'm sending it to, and if you look here, you can see like those first four, the first four letters I talked about, and they show you like the last four.
Right.
So before you truly confirm it, you can still see it again to make sure that it's the right one. All right. And I made 3 cents on it. How about that? So I'm going to hit confirm. Ooh, first time I ever saw this. It says that it is experiencing high volume. Please try again soon. Now, I've never seen that. Confirm and send again. Oh, and it went right through. So I clicked it again, and there it is. It says that you initiated a withdrawal, and I'm going to click done. Okay, so now that money is on its way to the WHO account. Okay, so it'll take about 20 minutes to get there, or it may take longer because they said there's a lot of traffic on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the WHO account back up. So we were depositing it in our WHO account, right? So whenever we bring it in, it's a deposit, and whenever we take it out, just like the bank, it's a withdrawal. And you'll always know the difference because when you do a withdrawal, you do not have a UPC symbol. And let me put in what we're going to be withdrawing. So we're going to have to do a swap first too. I should have just moved the money over and had it here waiting for you guys. That's what I should have done. Okay, so I just want you to see the withdrawal box. So once the money, the Bitcoin hits the WHO, we have to swap it. Okay, we have to swap it from BTC to USDT. So just imagine we had done that process, but I just want you to see the difference in how the deposit looks and how the withdrawal looks. When you do deposit, I'd have to go back to Bitcoin, and then the UPC will pop up. But when you do withdraw, we always going to withdraw TRC for Tether because it's cheaper than the ERC, which is the Ethereum. We don't use that. We use the TRC because we get a better rate on it. But then it'll be other boxes here. You'll have to put in your email. You'll have to get the code from your email. You'll have to put in your Google Authenticator code. You'll have to put in your 6-digit PIN. So when you do a withdrawal, you have all of those checks and balances that'll be right in this area. Okay. So when we withdraw, now I'm going to pull up sharing good, my HyperFund account, right? So when we pull up the HyperFund, oh shoot, I hate this new process that no, I know they're making it more secure, but I get tired of clicking those pictures.
Yeah, that just started last week.
Yes, it did, and it is annoying. And then it's like you're asking for a fire hydrant, but I don't know if the corner of that fire hydrant is in the other picture.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, do I click it? Or if I don't click it, okay, parking meters.
And they don't know, some of us can't even see. I broke my glasses a few weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
That says buses. It's not even a bus.
Nope. Normally when you see those, it'll just let you in.
Yeah, sometimes when you click a few of them and you just click it, it makes you do it 2 or 3 times and then it lets you in.
It's working now.
Working traffic light. Well, that traffic light, you got to go all the way across. All the way. Got to do that other one.
Well, I got to get the poles too.
Got to do the poles too.
Oh, see, you just taught me something.
Mm-hmm.
Guess that's why they don't never let me in.
Yeah, you got to do the poles. Got to do all that. You probably got to do the whole page right there. Oh, it's got you going. It's showing up for you tonight. Oh, wow.
It's taking me around the world today.
Yeah, you probably got to do the whole page.
Not the whole thing.
Sometimes it makes you do the whole. It's better
There
to
you
do
go.
the whole. Yeah.
Thank you.
Finally.
Mhm.
Wow.
I experienced that with other sites, so I'm kind of used to that. With the insurance, I'm gonna have to do that too.
Okay, so once we're here, I just want to show you where you go.
And you started in
You know, if
February.
you go to account. This is where we get our deposit address. In
Okay.
account, your deposit address is here in your HyperFund. So if you click it, then there's your UPC that you could scan, or you could just simply copy it. Now, we're doing TRC, so make sure TRC is checked, and it'll always start with, and this is my code, and it's easy for me because I always just say Timon Yahweh, and that's how I remember it. So whenever I do this, I just copy the address. And then when we come back to the Who account, when we're doing our withdrawal, then you'll just paste the address in, and you just, you don't have to worry about mistyping anything. So let's take a look here and see if in fact we got lucky tonight and it made its way over there quickly for us. So you see BTC right here. When the deposit comes in, you'll see it right on this BTC line. And then the number up top will change too, because of the added BTC. So I wonder how much I got right there in BTC. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see what I got here, and I'm gonna see if I can swap this amount of BTC and see what it turns into. Okay. So when you have to go to the Who swap, you go under spot trading. And I know it's a lot. I don't want you to think it's not. It took me a minute. And the more I did it, I started funding my my team members. So I got to practice as they were sending me money. I was sending it over to the Hyper for them. That's how I truly learned the process. So I would say to you all, when you start to bring people in, have them send you the money and you do the process. That way you'll learn it and then you can teach it to them. So
Well,
go ahead.
The way I've been doing it with Jillian is that with my team members, they'll send her the money.
Mm-hmm.
She'll send it to me, and then I'll tell them that it's in their account, and then this is what you do to click it to make sure that it shows up in your account.
Correct. Right. So that's how we normally start it. But at some point, you got to remember that Jillian is helping this person, that person, this person. So all of these people, she's helping to fund all of these accounts. Right. So at some point, we've got to learn it. so
Yeah.
that now we can start to do it. And the sooner we learn it, the quicker we'll become good at it.
Yeah.
And you just take your time. That's all, because it's
I just
not
don't want to make a mistake.
right. Yep. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I wrote down the steps as I was doing it. I watched the video. I wrote down the steps in my book. And then every time I went to the next step, I read the book. I looked at it, I checked it, I clicked it, I went back and read the book again, then I clicked it again, and then eventually I became, proficient at doing it. So we go to spot trading, and then we go to who swap. And this interface has changed. So I haven't done this in a while, but I saw Jillian earlier. I'm like, oh, they got it. It used to just say who swap at the top. Okay, so when we get here, we're going to be paying in Bitcoin because that's what we have. So we want to click the top box will always have Bitcoin in it. And we're going to be obtaining USDT. So the bottom box will always have the USDT in it. I may have to search it.
Those are all coins that our platform supports.
That is correct. All these coins you can swap out through the Who account. The Who account is powerful compared to other exchanges. There are so many coins on here versus other ones that are asking you to pay to use them. And if you learn how to navigate the Who, you can basically get pretty much any coin you need here. Okay, so we're going to be taking our Bitcoin, switching it to USDT. And I don't know how much money I had there, but I'm going to hit max and see what pops up. Oh, I don't have money up in there. That must be from a smaller thing. Okay, sorry about that. So, but the bulk of it is Bitcoin will always go at the top. USDT will always go at the bottom. And then you would click max to just move it over. Okay. So let me back out of here. Let's see if the other money popped over yet.
But can you move a portion of it without moving the whole thing? Because my thinking is that if you say max, then you got to put the whole thing over there.
Well, that is true. But oftentimes when we send money over to the Who, we're sending the money that we want to move. So we don't have to type in where we're going. Like I put in 315. So when it gets here, if it was 322, I'm just going to send it all over. That I may need later if I fall short because it dropped. I still have that little cushion over in my HyperFund to make up for the drop in the transition. But if I already had money, like let's just say I have $500 in my Who account, then I would type in the exact amount that I needed, right? So you can do that as well. Let me open that back up. Okay, so like I said, we would do BTC at the top and we would do USDT at the bottom. Now you can always just go into the search bar and punch it in and then click on it. Now, if I didn't want to do the max, I could type in 315. Okay. You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's the bottom number?
The bottom number is the equivalent of that 350 in USDT.
Okay.
Oh, put the wrong number down, because that's coin. So then I'll have to put in whatever my my Bitcoin amount would be. So let's say 0.0. It's not gonna let me punch it in like that. Oh, there you go. 0.00357. Let me put another number here. 6. There you go. Right. So I would have to put in the equivalent of my Bitcoin to equal the amount that I wanted. So if I stuck that in, that would be worth $201.32 in USDT. So that's another reason why we normally just transfer over what we want to use, because then we don't have to play with punching in the numbers. Oh, that's not enough. Let me change this number. Let me change that number. If we hit max, it'll just move it all.
Okay.
And we plan for it. You know, we plan to move it all. That's why we chose the number we chose. And then once you had that, you would just hit the swap button. And then it would swap it. It would turn your BTC into USDT. And whenever you want to get back to the screen, you hit asset, and then you just hit my assets, and it'll take you back here. So once the swap is done, let me refresh and see if it made it over yet. Nope, it didn't make it over. Okay, so, oh, but you know what? That's USDT I have. So let me see if I could swap that USDT and make it Bitcoin. So I'm gonna take my USDT that I already have at the top, and I want to change it to Bitcoin at the bottom. Okay, this is just so we can see the process. So if I hit max, oh, that's not very much. That only gives me a little bit of Bitcoin, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So we'll see. I had some USDT, and I want to switch it to Bitcoin. So I put it like that, and then I hit max, and now I'm going to swap it. Okay, so this much USDT I had is now turning into this much Bitcoin.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I noticed that it was on 5% on the swap and the
Okay, wait, let me go back.
the swap. It was like 5%.
Okay, so that slippage, that if I'm correct,
Can't you put it on 1%?
I could. I've never changed it. But I think that slippage determines like what the difference may be. And if you put it on 1% and it's over 1%, I think the transaction won't go through.
Oh,
So I think we leave it on 5% so that as long as it's below 5%, the transaction will still go through. And if it's over 5%, I think the system might say, well, over 5% is a little high. So that's why we're going to put it here.
okay.
Okay. But thank you. That was a great question.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
tried to keep it at 1%. And then at one point, it wouldn't let me keep it at 1%. I had to put it on 5%.
Gotcha.
And the 5% is costs a lot. And that's why Jillian was saying to learn how to do it the other way. The one with
The
the
spot
others.
trading.
Yeah, that's a tricky one to do.
It is. So what I'm going to do is, oh, you know what? I'm glad you said that. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me swap this. Let me confirm it and put in my code. And it says success. So it went through. So now I'm going to go back to asset, my assets. And now that I switched it to BTC, refresh. And now I have this much BTC. You see, before I didn't have any BTC. And I swapped a little bit of USDT that I had and made it BTC. So let's see what that is when it pops back up. Okay, so you see now I have no USDT because I swapped it and I made it BTC. Now, how much BTC that is, we'd have to look. They got the conversions. They use those certain calculators. Name of them. Bitcoin calculator. There you go. So what did I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 9, 14. Is this the right side?
I know it's important that that I learned how to do this because for the thing of handling other people's money, even though it is digital, I just don't want to make a mistake dealing with
No, I understand. I understand. Okay, so that Bitcoin I get is worth 16 cents. It's worth, it was worth a lot more when it was at 62,000. But now that is it's down to 30, I think. That transaction I just did, it was only worth 16 cents. But I just wanted you to see the process.
Okay.
And I'm glad you made that mention, because what I'm going to do is I have the video that Jillian made earlier.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, the first part of the video was about the spot training.
Okay. As I was speaking to a gentleman earlier today, and he's quite versed in the Bitcoin thing, and he's interested in the platform, but he was saying that he had over 20 million in some type of, well, one of the coins, and then something fell, and he lost everything down to about 2 million, and that something about coin 42 or 42 coin or something like that he was telling me about. But you know, I'm just trying to understand this as best I can.
Well, you know, my thoughts, and like I'm no investor, you know, I'm no stockbroker, but to me, it always realizes that some coins, I think they build to make money, like they did with the GameStop thing. They purposely blew GameStop up, knowing that they were going to get it to a certain point and sell. And that's the same thing they're trying to do now with AMC. I got about 40 shares of AMC, so I'm just going to hold on to it. Eventually, the world going to open back up and everybody going to start going to the movies again. And I'll make a little money that way. But it's, for me, I did some research, and like the stock market is like a savings account with like a 12 to 15% growth per year. That's what they say, all of the articles I read. Like I just lost with the stock market, to be honest. I lost about $1,000 in the last 3 days. But I made, you know, I didn't take anything out, but over the last 3 weeks, it went up $1,600. And now it went down 1,000. So I'm still plus 600. So hopefully it'll go up 2,000. And then if it drops back down 1,000, now I'm up 1,600. But the stock is they say it's like a waiting game. Like they say, you don't put your money in the stock market and expect to just make money and pull it. You put it in there and you leave it for 5 years, 10 years until you retire. And then you can start to pull from it when you need stuff. So they really say it's just like another savings account with a 12 to 15% yearly gain. And that's only because I like to read about stuff before I put my money in it. So, okay, so here's the video from earlier that Jillian and I did. And the first part is about the spot trading that the young lady was speaking of. And hopefully when we get through this, the money will be in the in my Who account so that I can actually show you the transaction. This thing ain't playing. Come on. Maybe sit idle too long. Okay, let's try again.
All right, great evening. Hi, team. This is Jillian Lola here and Dixon, Mr. Dixon. We are going to walk you through on how to fund your account using Cash App or any other wallet. The steps will be similar, but this is for an example from Cash App. So we're going to pretend that I just sent over.
Oh, we're going to fast forward through this because
Bitcoin.
this is what I was showing you. Let's get to the other one.
Make sure you can log in. Okay, so now we're pretending that my Bitcoin has arrived here. So my Bitcoin is here. Oops. So type in. Your Bitcoin is here.
Okay, this is where we want to be.
A transfer. Okay, now I want to transfer. Now we're back at the Who, and let's see, here we go. Okay, so remember that, so it went here. So let's just say, and now be patient with the blockchain. No one has a exact time or date when.
There's no video.
I'm up until
you don't see it,
but just be patient and
No.
you check back every so often because your Bitcoin is dropping or going up. So you want to be checking it, okay? And make sure you have enough time on your hands as you want to make sure you can log in. Okay.
Did it pop up now?
It's blank.
Huh?
There's a white screen.
Okay, let me play it and see if you can
So
see
now
it.
we're pretending that my Bitcoin has arrived here.
We see it on our end.
Bitcoin is here. Oops. So type in, look at my screen. I'm back at the assets. I'm going to hit in the search bar, put in BTC, enter. So my Bitcoin, so say for example, BTC on the right, it would say 300 or 305. Now, it says deposit withdrawal. Click on asset transfer. Okay. Now I want to transfer. I want to transfer my assets to my spot account. Okay. So take note of that. Asset
I don't
transfer.
see anything, Dixon.
And I'm going to transfer all. I can't do.
Okay, let me.
I actually do see it.
I see it too.
I don't see
So
a thing.
what screen are we looking at? Are we looking at the
On the screen share.
Who account?
No, he's right now he's actually on Zoom. Oh yeah, he's actually at the Who account. Yes, and then
Okay, so we're looking at the Who account. We didn't get into the spot trading thing yet.
no.
Well, that's what's about to happen now.
Oh, okay. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
No, you're welcome. So I'm going to go back a little bit, and this is where she moved her money over, just like I was showing you, to the Who account. but she's gonna do spot trading to show you.
Live here. So my Bitcoin is here. Oops. So type in, look at my screen. I'm back at the assets. I'm gonna hit in the search bar, put in BTC, enter. So my Bitcoin, so say for example, BTC on the right, it would say 300 or 305. Now, it says deposit withdrawal, click on asset transfer. Okay, now I wanna transfer my assets to my spot account. Okay, so take note of that. Asset transfer to spot account. And then I'm gonna hit transfer all. I can't do that right now because I don't have anything, but I'll show you on another example. Okay, so I will hit transfer all, then hit submit. Once I do that, this is what it's gonna allow me to do. It's gonna allow me to go to spot trading. But I don't wanna confuse you, but I wanna show you as an example. So let me see if I don't think I have any Bitcoin here. Hold on. Okay, let me use, so I have some USDT, okay? So the same thing, I will do the same thing. I'm gonna move, but now I'm gonna move some of this asset transfer to balance because I wanna sell my USDT for Bitcoin, okay? So I wanna transfer, let's say 50. I wanna move 50 and I'm gonna hit submit. But remember, in your case, you're gonna do BTC. Oops. Oh, I didn't type it. Okay, so now this is gonna go to the spot account, the spot trading. Go to the top where it says spot trading, click on spot trading.
And just let me jump in here and this is a crazy process. So don't feel bad if you're like, wait a minute, I didn't get that piece. Wait a minute. So don't feel bad because I said to her, Jill, I'm just gonna pay the extra money and just do it the way I'm doing it because I don't want to mess around and lose my money somewhere. So it's okay if you don't really get it right now.
Right. So on the top left, so don't get too, excited about the charts. This is what people do when they do day trading, but you're only focused on the search bar all at the top left. You're going to go to BTC because you sent Bitcoin here. Okay. Your Bitcoin is here. Now what the goal is, you want to sell your Bitcoin to get USDT to send that USDT to Hyper. Okay. So now all you're dealing with at the bottom, scroll down. Goal is you want to.
So when we first get here, the most important thing is this search bar right here, top left underneath OTC. We want to put our Bitcoin in here, BTC, because that's what we're selling. The second most important thing she's about to talk about right now.
Sell your Bitcoin to get USDT to send that USDT to Hyper, okay? So now all you're dealing with at the bottom, scroll down. You're gonna deal with this red section. It says sell BTC. So right now, this is the price that BTC is going for, 31,702 and 69 cents.
So the first important thing is the search bar at the top. The second most important thing is the red box because we're selling BTC. We're not buying it, which is green. We're selling it, which is the red.
So I will click on 100%. You want to sell 100% of your BTC so you can get more of your USDT.
That 100% box is just like the other boxes where it said all, or, I think all was the one in the Who swap when the young man said to me, what if I don't want to do it all? That's the same thing here. You can do 75% of it. So like if you already have money there, you don't want to do 100% of it. The amount you want to use might be 50% of what you have, then you will click 50%. But when we normally when we move money over, we're moving the allotment of money that we're going to use all of it. So that's why we will be hitting the 100%.
Okay. So the first thing you would do at the top, scroll up, not the green, but the top left flashing number, you
we're talking about the top here. The top number is in red. That'll be the highest price, and it fluctuates underneath, and it fluctuates fast. So she's about to talk about the top number in red, where that arrow is pointing.
You want to click the top one that's flashing. So what's going on is Bitcoin is going up and down, up and down. People are selling it, people are buying it. So you want to sell your Bitcoin. So click that first top flashing number. Once you do that, you're going to see it pop up in this box. Remember, focus only on, 1 second. Let's just focus, please. Just look here only on this section. Don't look anywhere else. We're going to sell our BTC. So top number, here it is. You're going to click on, I don't have anything to sell yet, okay? So it's not going to appear there. So 1 second. But I'm just giving you for illustration purposes. Oops. Okay, so so this is what happened. If you sold your BTC, it would come here. It will show up at this line. It says open order. You see where it says time there? Everything will show here. It will show. And then sometimes because Bitcoin sells very high.
So once you sell it, it'll come here. And this is like your open order. It means like your Bitcoin is on the market. Okay, so it'll always come to open order because it's in the market to be sold. And then once it's sold,
high and fast, you will see it here and then it disappears. When it disappears, it goes down here to order history. And that means that it was sold. So now it was sold. All you would do, scroll back up, go to my assets. 1 second, slow it in. Okay, so now remember we sold that Bitcoin, now it's in USDT. So here in the search bar, you got to type in USDT and hit enter or tab. And here on the left, and then it's showing up on the right. What you want to do, you want to send this USDT to your Hyper. So now we're going to go to click on, asset transfer. My assets are probably, if you just sold your Bitcoin, it's probably in your spot account. So now you want to hit transfer all. You want to transfer that amount to your balance, because if not, it's not going to show up. So sorry. So here on the left, it's going to show up. 1 second. Give me a second, let me have it load. All right, let's see if I went to the balance. So, okay, now all of it is in my balance. But hold on, well, I believe it's all in the spot. Okay, so now mine is all in the spot. But I want to move asset transfer to balance, transfer all, hit submit. Okay, so now I'm going back. That was just a matter of me finding it, so don't get confused. So now click on balance so you can see it. Is it gonna... Sorry, my computer's a little delayed. Okay, here it is. Balance is on the left, and then here it is over here. So now we're gonna do withdrawal. Click withdrawal.
okay, so now we're at the same point where I was at when we used Cash App. The withdrawal process is the same regardless. So now you'll see all of those other boxes. I don't remember how far she went into it. Any questions?
Not yet. It's slowly coming.
Gotcha. Beautiful, beautiful. That's music to my ears.
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead. Say it again.
Since it's music, I just have to figure out how to play it on the piano.
Sounds like a plan.
To Hyper. We're gonna choose one of these. I'll show you which one to choose. Hopefully I didn't get logged out. Oh man. Oh, I got logged out.
They were nice to her too when she logged back in.
Okay. Pause 1 second. Okay. 1 second, you guys. Hey Dixon. So all right, is this giving you clarity so far?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So don't feel bad because I don't get it either.
I'm just verifying the thing.
That's why I said I just paid extra money and know what I'm doing.
Be patient with this, ladies and gents. They're working on this. They're working on it. So just keep clicking and clicking. I know it's not the best feeling, but it's okay. All right. So now we're at the HyperFund. Click at the bottom. It says account at the bottom. Yeah, remember you have 4 icons. Click account. Right here, this big purple section says my deposit address.
It's going to come up because I had to say something to her.
We're going to use TRC20.
I don't see it.
Uh-oh, sorry. Okay, there it is. I started. Okay, sorry, you guys. We're at the HyperFund website. This is what you would do. There's a home, market, academy, account. Click on account. We're here at account. Here's my deposit address. Click this. TRC20 is highlighted. That's how you know which one. But make sure you're using TRC20, please. It's gonna be highlighted and it shows up white. And you know it starts with a T for TRC. Look at that one. It does not. So here's TRC. TRC is cheaper and it moves faster. Okay. And you have to make sure you're clicking the right ones, but I'm gonna show you in a second. So click TRC20, hit copy address. Let me glance at the first 4 and the last 4 characters. TN, the number 1, M, the last 4, 9K, QQ5. Okay, so hit copy. Now we're gonna go back to who. We're gonna go back to who, and remember we're here at USDT. I'm gonna click TRC20, and then it says withdrawal address. Copy, paste that address you took from there. Let me confirm it. Remember, it started with a TN1. Let me go back. You want to always double and triple check this because, ladies and gentlemen, people lose thousands of dollars every single day because, sometimes we're rushing or we think we saw something or your clipboard may have not saved successfully. So please, please, please don't rush. Do this when you have time and when you can focus. Withdrawal amount. Let's say I wanted to do, you can do any amount, but for number of packages, say 300, put 301, do $1 more because the WHO charges $1 to be sent over to Hyper. Here's the fee, 1 USDT. Here's the actual value. You're sending 300 to your Hyper. You can put a tag if you want. This is for Sarah. And you put in your password. I'm just putting it. And then you hit get the code. It's going to go to your email. So please have your email open. Remember, Gmail is best.
Let me pause right here for a minute. Let me just bring some clarity. You see where she said put in the extra $1 because the WHO charges $1 to do the exchange. The true difference between the spot trading and the and doing Cash App is the time that it's on the blockchain, right? With the spot trading, you're locking in that price that you're selling your Bitcoin for, okay? So when we click on that top number that was in red flashing, we're locking in that price. So our Bitcoin is gonna sell for that price. There's no more fluctuation. When you send it over through Cash App, as long as it's in the blockchain, it's gonna be fluctuating, whether it's going down or it's going up. So that is why the the spot trading is cheaper most often because you're locking in your price, and that's the price that people are going to pay for it when they buy it, versus being on the blockchain and fluctuating until it leaves the blockchain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, cool.
Please, Gmail is best. So you're gonna hit get the code. It's gonna go to your email. Once you get the email, type in the code they give you and hit submit. And that's it. It's gonna be a pop-up that shows like, hey, this is your history. This is what you did. That's it, that's all. And then now you go back to your Hyper, that amount is gonna show here at deposit. So now it will show here, 300 HU. Okay, that's what will show here. And you are ready to purchase your membership.
Okay, so I'm going to start right there. I got a text message that the money hit the blockchain, so it may be in the account so that I can actually show you that process. So the middle piece is the difference. Okay. Where am I at? Am I here? Yes. Let me refresh this page. Let's see if my Bitcoin changes. So that's the spot trading process. Come on. Okay, it didn't hit it yet, but it should be coming any second now. Up there it is. I think it's there. Yes, yes, it is. Okay, let me put BTC in here.
Michael Dixon.
Yes, sir.
We still see a Zoom screen. We don't see the screen.
Thank you, thank you. What about now?
We're good now.
Okay. Now you see, I'm at 290. I'm at 292 over here. So I lost 8, 15, 23 bucks. So I hope I have 23 bucks in the Hyper, so I could still do the transaction. Okay, so now I have my BTC and we need to swap it now. So we need to go to spot trading, who swap. And remember, BTC always goes at the top. USDT always goes at the bottom. And I want to use all of it, so I'm gonna hit max. And my 315 is now down to 289 if I'm correct. So I'm gonna hit swap, confirm it. That success. Go back to assets. Come on. And now I'm looking at USDT because that's where we changed it to. This to USDT. Nah, that money must not have come over because it would be more than 29 cents. That must be what I had before. I thought it came over. I just really wanted to show you guys the actual process. It's just different when you see it.
Mr. Dixon.
Yes, sir.
What I also noticed too, also too in the history, you can check with the history as to whether it actually processed.
Yes, sir.
I want to show them the history section.
Yep. So if you go under assets and then you click financial history, it says today is the 15th. It says success. Well, what time was that? That was 22, 12.
54.
Yeah, so that was just now.
Just now.
So what happened to my money? I know it ain't fluctuate that much.
No.
Well, the good thing that I've learned is that Bitcoin can do whatever it wants, but on this particular platform, our money is safe until you take it out of that platform.
That is correct.
So if Bitcoin died tomorrow, we still get 0.5%
That
on the
is
money.
true. I converted it over. Let me put that back. So I want to USDT, and I'm going to turn it back into Bitcoin. All of it. Swap it.
Michael, I've also got a couple of pastors looking at this platform for funding their church building programs.
Oh, nice. Okay, I don't know how I got here. That got me nervous. I'm like, where my money at? Okay, USDT. See. We did that. Assets. See, this BTC number over here looks about right. 0.0033. That looks about right. 338734. 338734. 2 zeros. So that's what my money turned into, which I don't think is right. But that's what it showed up as 107. Let me see the price of Bitcoin. Man, hurt my feelings today. $31.9. It dropped, but I ain't never seen it drop that much. So the young lady that was saying it's cheaper to do the swap, the spot trading, this is why. This is exactly why. So I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to leave it. And hopefully when the Bitcoin jumps back up, what I would do is, as it rises and then it got back to my money that I was going to send over, then I will come in and send it over. I wouldn't go and send more money over because that's probably going to lose money too on the way. So I would just leave that 107 there until the price of Bitcoin rose enough that it would take me back to my 315 that I moved originally. So I guess it's a good thing that happened because I got to tell y'all that piece. You guys understood what I was just saying about just leaving it there.
Yeah.
If the Bitcoin rises, that 107 is going to rise with it. And then I would just check on it. And as Bitcoin goes up, when it hit to the 315 that I was moving originally, then I would go in and make the move and send it over to Hyper, opposed to having to add more money to it. So that's basically what Jillian wanted me to speak with you guys about this evening, you young men and young women. So any questions? I see one question in the chat. Do you have to use the Who account? Or can funding be done via? I don't know if Binance, as long as whatever exchange you use, as long as it allows you to withdraw it to the, as long as it has a withdraw feature, because all of them don't come with withdraw features. But if Binance has it, you can put in your HyperFund withdrawal address, you should be able to use that platform as well. I will definitely have Jillian place it in there because it's her video. So wait, which group is that? Because I do have it. I could, you know what, when we hang up, I'm gonna put it in Telegram tonight because I actually have access to it.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. And I apologize for the little hiccups along the way, but that's the good thing about being live. It kind of allows you to talk about other things that you may not have intended on speaking about, like me losing $200 that quickly. Any other questions? Anything, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, since I'll be speaking to this other gentleman in the next couple of weeks, when that conversation happens, I would prefer to do a three-way with you.
Not a problem.
So if I could get your phone number.
Yes, sir. I'll put it in the chat right now. Let me get back to that page because I went off. I got another something from the Who. So maybe all of my stuff didn't come over and I feel a little better. Where am I looking? Oh, here we go. And that goes for anyone else. I'm going to put my number in the chat and you feel free to write it down and call me if you need any help. As soon as oh, there it is. I'm like, where's this box at?
Because the note that I'm putting by your number is help desk.
Well, Jillian is the true help desk. I'm just a little strange guy because I'm a teacher. So like everything has order. So I like to try to just put things in an orderly fashion so that the brain can follow it a little better. So while we're doing that, let me check this Who account and see if something changed over here. think it did. I think I'm in a better space, y'all. Give me 1 second. BTC. BTC. Okay, that number looks better. Yes, it does. That's odd though. So I'm gonna come back here, share my screen. Okay, can you see the screen? Let me know when it pops up for you.
Okay.
You can see it?
I see BTC.
Correct, okay. Okay, so now you see my BTC number is a lot bigger.
Okay.
It went up to 009. So now I'm gonna go back to the Who swap, which is under spot trading. And I'm gonna take the BTC that I have there, and I wanna change it to USDT. And I'm going to move it all. Let's see what number pops up. Oh, that's so much prettier. Yes, it is. Okay. So now I actually lost $3, which I can live with. Because I'll make that $3 back in my passive rewards. And that's how I look at it, to be perfectly honest. It might cost me $15, or it might cost me $20, but I get it back in those passive rewards where it's costing me nothing to do that work. So now let's go back to my assets, and it should be, then we'll swap it over and it should be able to see it in USDT now. USDT. My internet is really acting up this evening. So I thank you guys for your patience. Okay, you know what it was? It was the money that I already had over there I was looking at, and then the money had finally made it. So I was looking at the money that I had moved over from USDT to Bitcoin originally. But I'm glad that we had this little hiccup, because if you ever lose money in a transaction, that will cause you not to have enough to fund your Hyper account, leave it. Don't send more over, just let it sit there. And then when the Bitcoin rises, your money will rise as well. And then you can make that move.
I got a question.
Yes.
So you put in 315 and I'm seeing 312. Is that
That's
what?
correct. Yep, that is
Oh,
correct.
so you only, okay. So you only lost a couple of,
Right, I lost a couple of
$3.
bucks, correct.
Oh, that's not bad.
But on the other side, you see the 420.
Yeah.
I had some other stuff that I had changed as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's do the withdrawal process. So we're going to hit withdraw. And remember, we're doing tether. So we're doing TRC, not ERC. And remember, the T is for tether. And now I have my withdrawal address stored, because as I was playing with it, it said I could store it one day. And I'm like, oh, this is sweet. So here it is. You see, I have 2 different exchanges that I've used. So here's my HyperFund address, and then here's my Bitmart address. So remember, I said my first 4 is always Timon, and my last 4 is Yahweh. So there's my address. This is my address for the HyperFund. So I don't have to go copy and paste it, because after I put it in here the first time, I stored it, which means I don't have to worry about typing it in incorrectly, because I stored it in the first time I used it. So I never had to do it again. I just open it up and then I just click on it. Use now, and it'll put it in the box for me. So the amount, I'm going to say all, which is the 312. 77. And then the fee is $1. So I'm really going to be transferring over 311.
Mhm.
Okay. Now the tag. This is for my son, his name is the Crypto Caveman, because he knows nothing about it and he's not trying to learn it. So I said, just send me your money and I'll put it in for you. My trading password, which is our 6-digit PIN. And then when I go SMS verification, make sure you have your phone, because when you hit get code, it's going to send you a text to your phone. And it comes quickly too. They don't be playing. So that number is 836-180. And you only have 60 seconds to put it in. So if your 60 seconds expires, you'll have to hit it again and they'll send you a new code. Okay, now the email, same thing, you get 60 seconds. So when I click get code, my 60 seconds start. Then I open up my email. Waiting for it to come through. And I always check the time. Like I look down here, it's 11:12. So if I have any other who things, I look for the one that says 11:12, because that's the one they just sent me. So that's 985-480. And then the third safe stop is the Google Authenticator. They just want to be sure that I'm who I say I am and no one is trying to take my money. Because if they have all of this information, they need to get it, because that means I gave it to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we hit submit. And it says got it. So that means it went through. So here's my withdrawal address. It's going to in Hyper. Here's the chain. The TRC20 is what I sent. There's the dollar fee. Here's the date and the time of the transaction. And I know if this is for the crypto man, I know it was for my son. I don't know if you saw that little who box just pop up on my screen. What is that telling me? It's probably telling me that the money left the who exchange. So I'm just going to open that up. Okay, it's auto-generated. Okay. All right, so let me get out of there. So now it says right here, you see the negative 312 with withdrawn from my who account in USDT. So I'm going to go to financial history that the young man reminded me about. Thank you very much again. And here's the details right now. It's confirming at just this 7:15 at 23:12 is when it went through. Just 11:12 and 53 seconds is when that transaction went through in the who. And when it's done, it'll say success. So let me go back to my Hyper. And I know they're going to make me sign in again. And hopefully.
So then when it hits, you can then, since Cash App is attached to your bank account, then you can go ahead and pull it out through your bank account.
Well, right now I was moving it to the Hyper, but like I just did my first withdrawal today. So tomorrow I'm going to move that money in the opposite direction. I'm going to move it from the who back to my Cash App, because my Cash App has a withdrawal code. So in the who under withdrawal, I'm going to put in my Cash App code and I'm just going to store it. So I'll have 3 codes there. So when I do withdrawal, it'll be under Bitcoin. So it'll be the first one under Bitcoin. And then I'll just click it and it'll go back from the who to the Cash App. And then once it hits the Cash App, it'll just be in my Cash App. So let me sign my son in. Crypto caveman. See if we get in here a little quicker this time. Bicycles. There are no bicycles there. Oh, I hit that wrong button. Traffic light. Vehicles. That's it. Oh, I left the P out. Crip. Please be nice to me. Chimneys. Okay, that's an easy one. Crosswalks. Sometimes it gets frustrating, but I'm just like, hey, they protected my money, so I'm not gonna be too upset with them. That boy changed his password. No, he couldn't have, because I do the rebuys. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna put it in. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'll put it in my account, and then I'll just send it to his account. You can actually see that process. I say I prefer this one, where you just keep clicking on them, and eventually it won't be a bike in that box.
Right.
Are they playing with my patience tonight? Okay. So, up there it is. It's there already. Look at that. So you see 315.89. You guys see it?
Got it.
Okay, so I had a little bit of money in here. So it's always good to leave something in here. So when we transfer everything over, if you have $8 or you have $11 in there, it's okay, because sometimes you may be a little short. Then you have that overage that will pull you through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a transfer. Instead of funding his account, I'm going to show you guys. Can someone mute, please? I think I hear like a TV in the background.
You went to the edible store to get your room.
Let's see. Thank you. So I want to go back to. Okay, so I'm going to do a transfer. And once you begin funding your people's accounts, you're going to send it to your Who account, and then you're going to transfer it to theirs. You can transfer to anyone underneath you, and you could transfer up to your upline. So I can transfer up to Jill because I came under Jillian. So I can transfer up to her. But I can, anyone else, if they're not in my tree, I can't transfer to them. So anyone that came in under me, and then anyone that came in under anyone under me, no matter how far it branches out, I can transfer to them, and I can transfer only up to Jillian because I'm under her. And it's a real easy process. Let me go back. Okay, so under accounts, come on, get out the way. So under account is where we do the transfer. Click transfer, and then it's going to ask you who are you sending it to. The amount is 300. Confirm. They're going to ask me for my code. Give me 1 second. Share that back. So I punched my code in, and there it says the transfer was successful. And then if I hit transfer records, it'll show me I just did a transfer of 300. Can you guys see my screen yet? Did the screen come up? Did I mute myself?
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay. I just closed it because I didn't know if you guys could hear me. Okay. So here it says I did it's a negative 300 that went to the Crypto Caveman's account, and it was completed 7/16 at 11:22. And I said underneath it, it shows all my transactions. This was my first withdrawal I did today, and I'm waiting. It'll come to me 24 hours later. That's also what's great about the Who. You're not waiting 3 and 4 days. 24 hours, I'll have my 1,400 that I withdrew today. And I started in January with 1,000 in January and 1,000 in February. And I'm taking out 1,400 now. And I'm going to show you what I still have in my balance. So you see all of these deposits, you see all of these negatives. These are all the accounts that I have funded. So that is why I pretty much have this process down to a science, because I funded all of these accounts for people. And like I said, the more we fund it, the better we get. And I started on January 3rd. And these are all of the accounts. I'm trying to get it to January 3rd, where I started with mine. Okay, so this is the first person that came under me is my girl, Sheila Cooper, my retired teacher. And that was on February 13th. So I started on January 3rd, and I didn't tell anyone about it. I just was making my $5 a day on my $1,000. And then Ms. Cooper sent me something she wanted me to look at. And I said to her, okay, well, I'm gonna send you something back, and you tell me what you think of it. And before I even got to open hers, she called me and was like, Mike, I want in. And at that moment, she said to me, I'm going to build a team, Mike. And if you don't, you're going to lose a lot of money. So I said, okay, Coop, I guess I'll be building me a team. And that's how I started building my team, because I knew Pastor Sheila was going to build her team, and that is what she did. So I started on January 3rd, and this is my pending rewards as of right now. 21,575.61. My team, now after 12 o'clock noon, the numbers disappear. On my passive memberships alone, I make $40.25 a day. And my team, I make 95 a day I make on my team. So I make about 135, maybe 140 bucks a day, and you can't beat it. It was no real work. The process, and when I say sells itself, I don't mean to cheapen the process, but when people see the process, it basically sells itself. So if you can get people on the Zoom calls, I'm gonna say 6 out of every 10 or 3 out of every 5 are most likely gonna join because they see it. And those that don't see it, we're not gonna worry about it, because a year later they might see it and they're gonna come back and say, hey, because it's happened to me. Hey, you still doing that hyper thing you was telling me about? I'm like, yeah. Well, how you doing? Well, this morning when I woke up, I made $100. Really? Yeah. You should have came in with me 4 months ago, because you would have been making money for the last 4 months. And they all seem to come back. And if they don't come back, it's their loss. We're not going to fight and chase people to have them be a part of one of the biggest generational wealth transfers, I think, in a long time. They miss it, they miss it. So
You don't have to.
And I agree. Okay, so
Because that's what happened with that's what happened when I had first seen it. Kathy called me and told me she wanted me to look at something. So I said, okay. So I kind of halfway looked at it and said, okay. So it was almost 2 months later, I got to thinking about it and said, wait a minute, let me call her back. Something just moved in my spirit that I need to call her. So I said, Kathy, are you still with that? Send it to me again, because I'd like to see it again. So she said, all right. So sent it, and I saw it 2 more times. And then on the third time, I said, oh, I got it. This is simple. And you basically make money while you sleep. So that's how I ended up getting in.
Well, I'm glad you're here. You're doing well. It's only going to get better. And that's how rich people, that's how they live. Right. Like right now, I'm ready to spend the interest basically on what I did. If I take out another $600, that's everything I put in. So everything above that is profit. But Mr. Shaw, you're going to be mad because you never hit record on this awesome meeting we just had. You're going to be mad. So,
I did record.
Oh, you did? Oh, you stopped recording?
No, I did.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay.
It's been going nonstop.
Beautiful. Okay, because I'm just like, oh man, the recording not going.
Yeah, I recorded it to my computer. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna convert it. I might upload it on YouTube as a private thing, and then I'll just share it.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you very much. So if there are no other,
and
go ahead.
And Michael, it behooves us to begin to think outside the box, meaning that I have a conversation with a trucking company to explain, like a lot of them now are giving sign-on bonuses for new drivers. So when I spoke to the guy, I said, well, instead of giving the sign-on, still give the sign-on bonus, but divert some of that to a HyperFund. So I explained how the HyperFund worked and say, now you can also reduce the amount that you're paying into the retirement, because this HyperFund now acts as a retirement that grows faster than what you're actually putting into the person's retirement. So you save money either way.
True, but I'm a union guy, man. Don't be messing with my retirement. Don't let my boss come to me talk about, hey, I'm gonna divert some of your retirement. I'm like, who told you that? Let me find this dude. But no, what you're saying, though, it makes perfect sense. I wholeheartedly agree with you. It makes perfect sense.
But if I had known retiring as a teacher about HyperFund, some of that retirement money would have been right up in here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, right?
I think it's better, especially that I had some sick days that they gave me. That money would have been tripled, you know.
Yep.
Because
Yep. I got
going in the
3
red.
years. I don't know what this boy's password is. I gotta call him and wake him up so I can fund his account because he done changed his password on me. I got 3 years before I could retire, and I won't leave my district because I have about 200 sick days.
Right.
So I won't leave because I'm not giving them those days back. You will not get.
But what you should have did, as one of my coworkers did that I didn't do, they took taxes out of my sick days. So what you should have did was took those days instead of letting them just stay out a few days. That way you ain't got to, that's your whole money. But I ended up paying taxes a lot. They took a lot of my money from my sick days because I took the sum and they took taxes.
Right.
So that was like, I'm like, oh, because I know this lady used to be calling out almost every day. I'm like, okay, she's not here. Okay, did she retire? And sure enough, that's what she did. But me, I got kind of like a little bit out of my money by, taking the money.
Gotcha. No, I understand completely what you're saying.
But anyway, stick it hanging there with them 3 days. I was trying to do one more year myself, but I'm getting a raise every year.
I know that.
But I was like, them kids got so crazy. I'm like, no, I gotta go. I taught preschool, so they had a little, you have a couple of them in the end. Now I had a couple.
They ain't got no home training. They look for us to do everything.
Yeah.
Nope, just go to school. They're gonna teach you everything you need to know there.
And they haven't taught them any manners or any behavior. They need behavioral modification.
A lot of them do. Yes, I agree with you.
What grade do you teach?
I'm a math coach in a K-8 school.
Yeah, that's what my daughter was. She's a vice principal now, but she was math in Trenton High. She's a vice principal down there.
Yeah. Oh, Trenton. They are NJEA down in Trenton. Their union is the New Jersey Education Association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with Elizabeth, so we were there too. Yeah, that was us.
Oh, Elizabeth. How long were you in Elizabeth?
How long was I there?
Yeah.
2002 to 2017. What's that, 15 years?
Yeah, 2002. Elizabeth years. Always had, was Ray Korn there when you were there? Ray Korn was the athletic director. He used to be the baseball coach.
I don't remember him. Michael, we had Michael, I forget his name too.
Okay.
Basketball, no, he was basketball.
But their baseball field, I remember, there's a McDonald's behind it.
Yeah.
In Elizabeth. I played there. I graduated 87 and we played Elizabeth because I grew up in Irvington. And they had this guy out there, and you may know the name. I think he passed a couple of years ago, though. His name was Rodney Myers. He was like Mr. Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if you guys have no more questions.
No, this has been very enlightening, and I know I'm going to be watching this a couple more times, and I can see the vast potential, because for small or large town municipalities that are seeking to shore up their bottom line and to bring in more resources in the long run, this could work extremely well.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
you're talking about putting a couple $100,000 and instantly tripling that money. And looking at the end of those 600 days, you've got all of this money to work with.
And think of the person that gets that person to sign up under them.
Yeah.
That's the one strong leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that problem right now. My son, he brought me in, and my granddaughter came in under me, and I told a friend, don't come under me, but I want him to come under her so she can make money. That girl started signing up people, the $1,000 pot. Now I got a whole lot of legs to open up. I got a problem. I have a problem, but it's a good problem. I know how to do it, you know. I'm working on it right now. I know what I got to do, because Tammy Jackson gives you that. She show you that key, them locks, and you know, it's very visual, you know. So it's like, I know what I got to do. Yeah.
All you gotta do is share it. That's all you gotta do.
Share it. That's what I'm busy doing.
Just share it. And people will see it. And the people that don't see it, like I had a girl, she kept calling me, asking me 1,000,000 questions, 1,000 questions, 1,000,000,000 questions. And I'm just like, you know, of course I'm gonna answer the questions. But eventually she signed up.
Right.
And then it was, oh, well, why is it this way? Why is it that way? Why is it this way? I was to the point where I wish she had never signed up. You know, and I know that don't sound nice, but you're asking me all of these questions. I'm giving you your answers. And then it's just like you're looking for something negative to say, see, that's why I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Like I said, it is unbelievable, because you sit there and you come in with 1,000 and now I'm almost 5,000. You know, a lot of people can't believe that. But if you've been in other multi-level opportunities, you know this is one of the best.
Let me tell you something.
Pots. I have pots. I have pans. I have water purifiers. I have vitamins. You know, I have air purifiers. You know, I don't have to do all of that.
Well, you got the vacuum too?
Yeah. Oh, no, I got the air purifier. Water purifier. Vitamins. But the pots are good. Cost a lot of money though, you know.
But believe it or
all
not,
the books.
We make, when we do MLMs, because this is not a multi-level market.
Right.
Did you ever make any money in it?
Not really. I spent more than I made, because I gotta buy books, you gotta buy this, you got, you know, but like you said, this is the perfect thing. I just like, look, let the 2 years go, let it stay here for 2 years and I'd be fine.
And then you got people that sign up and they're like, well, I'm just gonna put my $2,000 in, and then in 20 months, I'm just gonna have $6,000. And I'm like, do you know how long it takes to do a rebuy? I'm like, you can do a rebuy in like 8 seconds. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Why wouldn't you do a rebuy? It takes you 8 to 10 seconds to do it. And
they don't want to do a rebuy.
They just like, oh, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna get it in 20 months.
And they don't realize that triples. That excited me when I saw 50 turns into 150. So I do 2 150s. I got another $300 package that I didn't even, you know, it's just, my granddaughter's excited. She did her first rebuy today because she only came with a package. But like I said, she had big people signed up under her, you know, even her boss. She works in the hospital. Her big boss, he's even interested. All you gotta do is say the word crypto and everybody like, what, huh? I went to get my hair done. Guy like, what? Oh, crypto. That's all I had to say, one word.
See, but the good thing about our platform is that it's not in the market. Because when you say crypto, people believe, oh, it's volatile, it's this, it's that. The only volatility that we deal with is when we go from Cash App to the Who.
Right.
That's our only volatility. And it's not always bad. Sometimes it goes up. I did it one time and I made like $42, I think, going from Cash App to the Who, because crypto was climbing.
Right.
Like, I just made $42.
Right.
You know, but then once you get it there, it's in that safe space, and the company giving us 0.5%. They're giving us, and if you do nothing And then I'm gonna end this because we've been on here a long time. And I thank you all. You've been a wonderful audience. And I told Jillian I really didn't feel like doing it. I said, Jillian, I'm tired, I'm sleepy. I gotta go to work tomorrow morning. She was like, come on, Mike. I'm in Atlanta. My girlfriends, I ain't seen them in years. I need you to do this for me. I said, all right, I'll do it. So I'm glad I did it.
I'm glad you did.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
And
glad you did it. I'm glad you did it to Michael. This is my first time and I'm new, but I listen to you and I'm enjoying it because, you know, we try different things and it fail, and I'm catching faith in this. I see that this thing looks like it's going somewhere, and I'm taking my time and I appreciate you, man.
well,
That's
thank
right.
you very much. Look, we got to move each other. It's time for us to stop being the crabs in the barrel and we start working to get out that barrel together.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right. We need to push up each other and hold up
Yes.
each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Kathy, I saw your note. I have no issue with that. But I'm gonna tell you this: when strange numbers come through, if they not stored, text me.
Okay, I'll do that.
Text me, because then that way I'll know. Okay, I know who this is calling me. 'Cause-
Okay, good. All right,
and
I'll
look,
do that.
And I pay my bills now. I ain't avoiding no bill collectors no more.
Yeah,
I just don't answer the phone if I don't know the number.
right. I understand. All right, well, it was a great training tonight. I appreciate it, but I better get going.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
We all
right,
need to get
everyone
going.
have a good evening.
I'm gonna put that video. Where do you want me to put it? Should I
Put
just
it
put
in
it on
Telegram.
On which? Because it's a lot of feeds in Telegram.
No, the one that Jillian made, our group.
What's the
The
name of it?
global, I'll tell you. Let me pull it up.
Global
Okay.
Wealth Builders.
Say
Global
it again.
Global Wealth Builders.
Yeah,
Got
that's the name of
Okay.
it.
Yep, that's the one.
If you
Okay,
put
so
it there, then we'll be able to share it with our teams.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the one Jillian made earlier. I'm gonna put that in the group right now. And Mr. Shaw, where can we find this video?
I could probably put it. I guess I could put it on my channel on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. I have a couple of YouTube channels, but
Oh, that's good because YouTube, they play clean. You just go get the link and they play nice.
they do actually.
Yes, they do.
Oh yeah, okay.
I could
You
probably
can do that.
I'll do that.
And then put the link in Telegram.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That sounds good.
Okay, so you're gonna put the link under the Global Wealth Builders, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. That's why I'll go get it. So once again, I thank you all for your time. It is 11:43. We've been on here a long time, and it just goes to show that when we're interested in something and we're doing positive things that are going to benefit us in the end, we're not in a rush.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know.
Yeah.
So I thank you
Well,
all.
I want to welcome my new member. His name is Wayne Cooper. He just signed up tonight.
Fantastic.
Welcome, Mr. Cooper.
All right, Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So
Yeah.
he signed up. He signed up because of my presentation.
Yes. We were on this call for a reason.
This is my first sign up, Mr. Wayne Cooper.
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, Mike, I believe we're all part of your team.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
sir. And
Yes.
it's great to meet everybody. I've been really, really busy. I haven't been on calls like I'm supposed to. Jill be like, you didn't get on the call. I'm like, Jill, come on. I just couldn't make it.
I'm gonna be looking for you. I'm almost on everybody's call.
Yes, ma'am. So I rearrange my schedule and I'll get back on these calls.
No, but you get your rest if you have to. Do what you gotta do. You're a working man. Some of us don't work. We're retired. You know,
Look,
I'm a
you don't
pastor,
got rubbing in my face.
pastor
You
and
don't got rubbing
grandma
in my
now, but
face.
yeah.
Hi, Dr. Roy. How are you?
Hello, doing well. Is that Roy?
I'm
Yeah.
gone, guys. Have a great
Yes,
evening.
sir.
Thank you.
All right. People, don't forget, I don't think you can see it that well. This is my newest book, The Word of God for the People of God, Thanks Be to God. And I have another one that's right before that. It's called Murder in the Second Degree, I Can't Breathe. And it deals with the George Ford stuff. And I'm finishing up the sequel to that book now, called Just Black in a White Supremacist World. So I'll let you all know more about that when it gets
All
ready.
right.
Sounds awesome.
Are any of those on Amazon already, or you sell?
Yes, they're all on Amazon. Just look under Dr. R.W. Colbert.
All right.
All right.
Fantastic. All right.
All right.
I believe our upline signed off already. We're gonna say
All right. God bless, and God bless. Nice seeing you guys.
have a good
Good night. Have a good night.
take care, everybody.
Bye. Good night, Wayne Cooper, new sign up, I believe you said, right?
Yes. Good night.
All right.